welcome, good people. Welcome, everybody, to another installment of Midnights with Marcus Baby. Cut it on down. Let's get right to it. Let's get on right to it. Let me get in the comments section here. Denzel, what's good? Mom's Kelly in the building, representing the Cardinal Bird. Paul Thomas in the building, representing the Cardinal Bird. Tyrone representing. You got straight to it, didn't you? You got straight to it, didn't you? Get straight to the business. Get straight to the business. Romer. See what I'm saying? Let's get straight to it. This is what happened. But first, let me give you the backstory. You can ask any one of my friends. Ask anybody I know that I talk to on a regular basis. You know what I said? Said now's not the time for open practice. Now is not the time for open practice. Not because open practice is not an awesome idea. I said, I guarantee somebody does something in practice and tries to make a story coming out of that practice. I listen, I knew it. I knew it on whenever the student practice was announced, I knew it. I knew it. I knew a made up story was going to come out of that practice. A completely made up story was going to come out of that practice. I knew it. I am extremely disappointed in the first of all, the makeup of that story, the hyping, the gassing it up of the story. You're begging for the national media to come in here to be toxic. The people that want Kenny Payne are trying to send up a flare to try to get national media crushing the program. They're sending a bat signal to hey, this is the most toxic program. Hey, look over here. This is a toxic program. Why? Why are they doing that? They don't. Could you imagine? Could you imagine me saying something, going to national media? Okay, let's just say whatever coach you didn't think was a good coach, whoever, Bobby Crack, or whoever you were mad at. Could you imagine trying to start a rumor to get negative national attention put on your program? Lying to people, trying to put a message out to influence to bring in negative media attention? That's pathetic. That's pathetic. That's pathetic. That's pathetic. That's pathetic. I mean, so what? So what are we gonna do? Imagine this. Imagine this. Imagine your team does not rebound hard. Imagine your coach and your team have 3 violent practices where guys are getting into it. Imagine sitting in there watching. You know what? You're right about that. I'm a break this down. You know what? Let me get off Twitter. Let me get off Facebook. Let's do this. Is YouTube content only. Facebook, I'm sorry. Y'all got to come to the YouTube. Type in Made. Go to YouTube. Type in Made for the Bill. Come join us. Facebook, I got to shut you down. In 3, 2, 1, bang. Twitch, I got to shut you down. In 3, look, Robert, Gary, DJ. Twitch goes down in 3, 2, 1, bang. Twitter, come on over to the YouTube. Shutting this down in 3, 2, 1, bang. Imagine watching that exhibition, getting mad and saying we weren't tough around the basket. There was no fight. Imagine going into practice and seeing guys fight in the paint. And imagine you go in there, watch that practice, and then you go to the message boards and say, this practice is messed up. They're fighting each other. Well, no shit. I thought that's what you want. I thought that's. A coach got up in a player's face. Oh, and that's not what you want? You don't want players getting in each other's face? You don't want a coach jumping on a player? Getting up in his face? No, that's not what we want. That's my point. You're not interested in help. You're not interested in supporting the program. You're interested in having a coach that you can have a connection with. That's a lie. That's a lie. First of all, the one person in the world you wouldn't ask is Dave Manning. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That's a lie. That's a lie. And again, you lie, and then when some little incident happens, you know what everybody says? Oh, that's just too much. That's just too much. I watched it with Rick. I watched it with Matt. I watched it with every single coach. Flooded with a bunch of lies and exaggerations because all people want to do is talk about coaching searches. People hate their coaches more than they hate their quarterbacks. And that's hard to do. No, Jimmy, I feel what you're saying, but Chris Mack was winning games and you were still trying to fire him. You were still saying he's not this level because of the pack line. You were still saying I miss the dunking. You were doing the exact same thing with Chris Mack. Don't forget, I was here for it. I was here for every step of it. I was here right in the seat for every step of it. Maybe you were. I wasn't saying you in particular. I was saying the people. Yes, they were. Yes, they were. You as a representative of the fan base. Mm. Listen, if he fails, he fails. If he doesn't win games, he fails. But but our reputation does not recover from these kind of lies and this kind of slander stuff. You know what I'm saying? Your school reputation. Listen, once you fire the coach, you're making it 10 times harder to get a coach. Everybody loves spending somebody else's money. It's gonna break your heart when Josh Hurd has to say, "We can't afford that guy." You know what you're gonna be screaming at then? Oh, we gotta get another unproven coach. Because every one of these rumors, toxic rumors, reaching out, trying to lie about your program, you know what they're gonna say? They're not gonna say Kenny Payne's toxic. That's what y'all understand. Listen, Goodman, who's a big time Chris Mack guy, he's gonna say Kenny Payne's toxic. About two other guys, national, gonna say Kenny Payne's toxic. You know what they're gonna say? That place is toxic. That fan base is toxic. Do not go there unless they pay you $14 million a year, because they're gonna eat you up because they're toxic. Every coach. Then we're gonna say, "Oh, well, surely there's gonna be a coach." Listen, they're gonna bend you over a barrel. Any coach to take this, any coach worth having. Listen, I used to think winning cured all. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We saw the attempts to sabotage recruits. We saw the attempts to just work against the program. Like think about that. Like, okay, I understand why people do it, but it's mind blowing that people would do it. It's mind blowing to me that people can see a rumor, know it's a rumor, know it's a lie, know that. I mean, can you? I don't want to say names, but again, this is the time where if somebody wants to grow their channel, they want to grow their brand. So this is what you do. You think you're the only one. You think you're the only one that can go at a coach and point out all the flaws of the coach. I mean, every single person that feels like they have to go at these coaches to grow their brand. Every single account that feels like, hey, I want to come up with the meanest thing to say about these coaches. And again, the reason I sleep comfortable is because I've been through it from this side. I'm telling you, I fought tooth and nail. It's like, y'all, stop making up these stories about Rick. Stop making up these stories. You think Rick, y'all remember, I'm like, you think Rick knows that Andre McGee is picking up some thoughts to just hang out with the recruit? You think he knows that? Y'all, Rick is one of the most, like, are you kidding me? And look, and here we are 7 years later. Rick is the only person that's been exonerated from all this. I saw it. I cried and pled and begged and pleaded. And keep in mind, Rick didn't even fuck with us. He we didn't have a former player relationship with Rick. But you know what everybody did? They supported the program anyway. You know what people didn't do? They didn't run to talk about how toxic. Maybe one person did. But for the most, listen, y'all remember when a certain player was just talking about Rick, the former players would get on that player for talking about Rick. And then shut up. Because what's good for the program is we figured out behind the scenes. It's pretty funny. I mean, who we kidding, y'all? We know who I'm talking about, right? we know who I'm talking about, right? we know what I'm talking about. We know how to we know how to, I don't want to say keep your mouth shut, but you can address issues without lying about it being toxic. You're willing to make the program look toxic to try to blame it on the coach. You like I lived through it. I lived through it. Listen, there's always a reason. There's always a reason. There's always something bad on a basketball court. There's always something bad. Rick, look, like I said, I don't. And again, don't go zero to Rick. Don't go zero to Rick. He's the best. Don't even do that. I'm not even talking about the coaches. I'm talking about narratives that surround programs and coaches. See, Brandon, I don't. I think he is. I think he's getting a fair shake. I think he's getting a fair shake. Now, listen, I don't want this to be confused. I think he's getting a fair shake. I think it. Okay, I've watched the same attitude from a player under three different coaches. Okay, three different coaches that are decent coaches. I want to say three different coaches got the same result, or slightly improved here and there results. Um, like I said, I wouldn't set a number. I wouldn't set a number on anything because if you do that, that's like saying the Carlik Jones team, you got to fire Mac because they ain't make the tournament. Carlik Jones should have made the tournament. Everybody ended up the tournament team. He got screwed over. Mm-mm. Mm. Mm-mm. Miles Kelly, it won't even be a need. It won't be a need to get petty. It won't be a need to get petty. I mean, listen, people who don't like the rebounding effort, the aggression effort around the paint, they're right. They're right. The coach knows it's right. The coaches, the families of the coaches know. You can't get out rebounded by this. Like everybody knows that. Like that happens. You go back to the drawing board and yes, listen, nobody was going to be a finished product. That was a really bad, like, that doesn't mean there'll never be a good rebounding team. That doesn't mean he didn't recruit anybody that can rebound. That means he got to light a fire under their ass to get the rebounds. Yeah, I'm more disappointed at the people that are trying to start a false narrative. People that are trying to start a fire. And again, you're hearing it from a lot of people who don't give a piss about the program. They're only interested in what it does for there's no sacrifice to a lot of people. It disappoints me. Again, it's really disappointing because I see, like, I watched Bobby Petrino get raked across the coals, and I watched the football players say, "Nah, he's a great coach, he's a good coach, blah blah. He needs to work through it, blah blah." I watched basketball players say, "Nah, Rick, look, even though Rick don't mess with us, he's a good coach. He's doing his thing, blah blah blah." Even during his bad times, I've watched it with my own two eyes because the program was more important. Hold on, really quick. Hold on. Sorry about that. Yeah. People who would, like I said, people who would rather make the program look bad, or people who are trying to make the program look bad to get themselves and increased opportunity or something. It looks bad, and people can see it. And it's like, okay, what if you do get the staff fired? I mean, what then? You get the next coach, you say, I didn't want that guy either. But your whole, it's like, what is it? What is it to gain the world and lose your soul? Yeah, you're losing your fan soul by lying. You're losing your supporting soul by lying and spreading false stuff about what's going on. Listen, let him lose. He loses, he's gone. Let him win. He wins, he stays. But lying about toxic fighting and practice, that's the lies. You think Zach Greenwell will put his name on the line? He's a young, up and coming AD, sports information director, one day be an athletic director. You think he would put his name on the line saying that is not true, that did not happen? Don't take my word for it. Be realistic. You think an SID would put their name on the line? Listen, if it happens, he'll say, hey, there was an altercation, guys got a little heated in practice, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't nothing. Listen, okay, okay. Did the red and white pass the eye test? Yes. Did the Simmons pass the eye test? Yes. Not for the first. Listen, I'm sorry. If you decided in the first 8 minutes that they couldn't play, then no, it didn't pass the eye test. You won by 40. Um, the Kentucky Wesleyan did not pass the eye test. That has nothing to do with making up stories about what's going on in practices. It's not the case. Yeah, I saw a couple of those, Jocelyn. I saw a couple of those. But what's funny? People don't realize I purposely stay away from from practices as much as I can. I always have, because the idea that Marcus just says this because I've been fighting that narrative for years. Marcus, you just support Rick because you la la la, or you got access to this, you got access to that. I'm like, yeah, but I don't use it. Listen, I got access, but I don't use it. Steve hates my guts on the inside because I don't use my access. Steve blames me for us not being the biggest thing in Kentucky, which I disagree with him. No, I'm just kidding. Steve hates that I don't use access because I want to have a fair opinion. I mean, fair, but I'm a positive, I'm a half full person. I always have been. Right? Like, I wouldn't have, listen, I love where we are now. I wouldn't have fired Bobby the first time. I mean, not the first time. I wouldn't have hired Bobby, 5 years ago. I said, look, down year, he's ready. Now, when a coach sounds like he's ready to go, I'll support him getting ready to go. Listen. Listen. Last night, was it last night? The night before last. This little glass right here, it was at the inch of its life. Listen, I slammed this glass on the table. Probably woke up my neighbors. You know what I slammed this glass about? And I hurt my hand, actually. You know what I slammed this glass on the table about? JJ Traynor was standing straight up. JJ Traynor was standing straight up. I've been yelling about JJ Traynor standing straight up since he got here, right? I say, JJ, you want to be a wing? You got to get down low. You want to be able to hold somebody in the paint? You got to get down low and put your arm on them, but you have to be low. I watch an inbound play go over JJ's head, right? You know what the reason this inbound play went over his head? Because he was standing straight up. And listen, JJ, he was in guarding, or he was where his body needed to be, but he wasn't down low. So I watched JJ get pushed off. He doesn't have any balance because he's standing straight up. Guy pushes JJ off. He gets the ball. It comes in here. They pass the ball. They run a pick and roll. JJ's just skipping. He's standing straight up. Pick and roll. They end up with a layup. I'm like, JJ, you cannot guard, and you especially can't guard. Dude, you're a late bloomer. You cannot guard people standing straight up. And when I saw it, I just slammed my glass. Vodka went all over the room. I was just so angry. And again, if I only seen him under Coach Payne, I'd be yelling at Coach Payne. But I'm yelling at Coach Mack. I probably owe Coach Mack another apology. I'm yelling at Coach Mack. Get him lower. Get him lower. I'm yelling at about Jalen Withers. Get him lower. Get him in triple threat on offense. And I'm just watching guys that won't do it. And then I see Tyler and Sky and Curtis, and I'm like, okay, so it is being taught. Some people do it, some people don't. But then I do say coach, the ones that are not doing it. You're giving them too much of a pass. You, at the end of the day, it's still going to stop with you. But yeah, listen. Ferocity on the boards, easy buckets on the boards, and guarding posture. Also, they gotta force the offensive guys either to the left or the right. They're just trying to stay in front of them. It's not gonna work. I swear to God. So I had an emotional moment yesterday, right? I had an emotional moment yesterday. I was talking to my child, and my child said we were on the phone and we were talking about Brandon Huntley Hatfield. Clarksville, Brandon Huntley Hatfield. They always want to know what's going on. Talking about Brandon. And my child said to me, he said, Dad, you gave me the best advice, back in the day. And he's like, I'm glad I held on to it. I'm glad I listened. And he said, when you're competing, you're not competing against the dudes on your team, the dudes in your area, the dudes in your city, the dudes in the state. I said, Jalen, you're competing against the dude that's your same age, who's working just as hard as you, if not harder, in Florida, in California, in Texas, and wherever. You're competing against them all the time. So whenever you find yourself not doing something right, just know there's 50 people in every state that are competing, and y'all gonna meet for one scholarship. Y'all are gonna meet for one spot one day. And if you're not competing for that, do something else. I told him that he couldn't have been that big, y'all. Hold on. Listen, he couldn't have been this big when I told him that. And I was like, was it? Get on out of here, boy. Now I'd be like, see, I'm glad you listened. Yeah. Yeah, this chat isn't really designed for that. Playboy. Yeah, I'm going to do that a little bit. I'm over the angry U of L fan. I'm going for a drive. I feel you. Mom's killing that. That's funny. You got to get low. Because I'm telling you, you see a guy get beat out of a, you see a guy he's one step behind, it's because he's not low enough. It's because he's not low enough. Brandon, represent the Cardinal. Yeah, that was the best feeling. Because I don't even like to give a lot of advice. Like, I want to let him live and make his own mistakes and all that stuff. Um, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like my intention. I don't like blocking and all. I don't want to like censor people, but it's like there's so much good hard work going on. Like if you want to find good stuff around, you can find good stuff. If you want to find bad stuff and you just want to see who could be the meanest, this ain't the place for you. Yeah, my world ain't the place for you. Devon, you have to well, Lauren, answer this question right here. You have to become a member. Oh, I'm so pumped about Virginia Tech. Oh my God. They've been showing Mike Vick clips too. Like Virginia Tech is a brand, and I cannot wait to see our Louisville uniforms against Virginia Tech. I cannot wait to see it with my own two eyes. Mm. Mm. Good night, Jocelyn. Yes, I'm definitely ready for it. Is wait. Oh, it's the Glow game. I remember that at the beginning of the year. So what are they're gonna do? Are they gonna have like 2012, 2013 circa infrared uniforms? Are they gonna have the infrared throwback uniforms? And they gave Hunter Cantwell. Wait, he did not bet against Virginia Tech, did he? Are we going infrareds? Yeah, Coach Brom said they got a running back out there for TV. That's gonna test our running defense again. Kasdan, where you been at? Good night. Yeah. Like, listen, I get it. We ready for him? Don't let QR go to sleep back there in the back. But seriously, the point of the night is, listen, you're like trying, you can be mad at the coach. You can yell at the coach, but like sitting around and like being nasty about it and trying to start a cancel culture on the coach because he had a bad opening exhibition game. And listen, again, if you liked what you saw in red and white, if you liked what you saw in Simmons, and then you didn't like that, I mean, is that cancel culture worthy? Are you willing to make your program look toxic? It's not toxic. Again, if he's a bad coach, he's a bad coach and a bad hire and all that. That's not toxic. But spreading toxic stories, you know what I'm saying, that's what makes your program look toxic. Then you can't get a coach. Then every coach is using your program to get a raise. Yeah, my son gets mad too when they don't run the football his way. So I totally get that. Yeah, he got to be ready though. You guys don't get ready, stay ready. Listen. If y'all want to do film breakdown, judge on how many people stay low. Brandon wants to play on the wing. He's not getting low. JJ wants to play on the wing. He's not getting low. Guys who are not low get beat all the time. There's a direct 1-to-1 correlation. And when you play against seniors, they know that, and they know how to abuse you. No, listen. If they start really getting low, if you go out and see them play low for extended, and I'm not talking about the first play of the game. I'm talking about when you're tired. Did somebody get sniped? Ooh, hold on. Wait, I think I know ball. I think I know a lot about basketball. I know you got sniped. and playmakers, if you're listening, don't be a repeat offender. I don't mind you coming in here. I don't mind you being constructive. But that's the kind of comment. This is exactly what I'm talking about. So you're saying it's impossible for him to get better at anything. You're saying there's nothing that you've seen that could be considered good. No, that's not true. That's not true at all. Or if you only see the bad, then you're the delusional one. Not me. D-line's going to have to be ready. They got to get low, y'all. They got to get low. No, because that's going to make me... Listen, problem is, if they start playing get low, they're gonna be dancing. Get low is way too catchy. It's way too catchy. Yeah. They have to get lower. They have to get lower, stay lower, and they have to force the guy to one side. Again, DeJuan Wheat taught me this from his mouth to my ears. He said, Maven, you can't stay in front of somebody. You got to take away something. Take away his right hand, take away his left hand. But you cannot stay in front of him and just think you can just... If a guy can go left or right, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. You can't stand straight up. You can't just stay in front of somebody. You got to force them to one side or the other. But yeah, if you go back and look, if you want to have a Marcus Maven type scouting, look at who stands straight up and who stays down. Mike Evans, Red State. You talking Mike Evans for Tampa Bay? Yeah, most of these people don't even watch. All they watch is the YouTube clip, the 24-minute. They can't watch a game. They won't. They refuse to watch a game and say, okay, that was a good play. Yep. Listen, this is the phrase. Nowadays, people are looking for affirmation, not information. Confirmation for what they already believe. Affirmation, what they already believe, not information. Information says you got better here, you got better here, you're terrible here, you're terrible here. That's information. Affirmation is you're terrible here, everything's terrible. Affirmation is, oh, I heard somebody got into a fight. Oh, everybody, they're fighting. That's affirmation. You already have something in your mind made up, and all you're doing is scouring the internet looking for something to affirm what you already believe. Queen Lady Lachelle in the building. They called MJ. They called. Wait, did they call Dennis Evans Mike Evans, or did they call Mike James Mike Evans? Somebody just extended. Michael just extended. Michael just extended the show. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Okay, okay. Because Michael extended the show, I'll get a little bitey. I'll do this for y'all. I tell you what. Let's get this cheers in. We still got a few minutes of show left. I'm gonna try to make it worth it. If you don't think I'm gonna make it worth it, then go ahead and log off, and maybe you'll regret it. Hold on, good people. Hold on. I just need about. I'm supposed to only need about 20 more seconds, but I'm moving extremely slow. And I normally move a lot faster. But y'all want to get the drop along. Okay. Okay. Cheers, Michael. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Hold on. Where we at? Make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, get the tough questions in now. Tammy Red in the building. Tammy Red. Ooh. Y'all get the good questions in now. This is the good questions. Dana, ask a good question, man. If you're going to support the channel, ask something good and serious. And Tammy Red, I have some beef tips. Not broiling. What are they doing? You know, it got a slow boil going on. Some beef tips in there. I am going to cut up some red potatoes. Yes, I eat late, y'all. Sorry. So yeah, my midnight snack is going to be beef tips with red potatoes and French cut green beans. So get the good stuff in here. Dana, ask a tough question. Get the tough. Listen, y'all might not get me this honest, so ask the honest questions right now. Kenny wanted to see. Okay, he was trying to win it. But Kenny was confident that Trey White, Tyler, Sky Clark, we're gonna do what they gotta do. He was testing Brandon though. If this was a real regular season game, he would have benched Brandon. He tried to give Brandon a chance to perform. He thought Sky, Tyler, Trey, and somebody else. He wanted to see their competitive spirit on it. He was trying to win, so I'm not giving that pass. He was trying to win, but he just thought, I got better guys. Y'all should go out there and be better, and I want to see if y'all compete through it. But listen, again, if the fan of me says, Coach, you can't play that game. You can't play that game after last year. But the historian in me, the basketball brain says, Rick Pitino just came out of an NIT. He would do the same thing. He'll say, if y'all can't buckle down, All right, go ahead and lose this game. Practice is going to be hell. I dare you to lose this game. I dare. See, again, Coach Payne can't afford to do that after 4 wins. But if they both would do the same thing, Rick would have did the same thing. He'd have said, Sky, Ty Lord, Trey, I dare y'all to lose this game. They go out there and lose it, Rick's going to kill them. Rick is going to kill them when we get to practice. Now, what if Kenny Payne just says, I dare y'all to lose this game? And then he kills them in practice. And then y'all got to get on the message boards and hear about how there's been a fight in practice. Well, shit, yeah, it should be a fight or 2 in practice. Yes, a coach should be getting in a player's face. Yes, players should be getting in players' face. Yes, it should be a chaotic practice after you lose. Could you imagine it not being a chaotic practice if you just lost to Kentucky Wesleyan? Could you imagine there not being a fight in practice if you lost to Kentucky Wesleyan? Could you imagine somebody painting it as a bad thing if there's a fight in practice after you lose to Kentucky Wesleyan? Are you stupid? I mean, what are we talking about here? This is major Division I. Could you imagine an NFL team not having a fight in practice after they got blown out? You think there wasn't any fights after Louisville lost to Pittsburgh? Jeff Brown looks like he wants to beat Jack Plummer up after every single. Okay, look at the way Jeff Brown gets in Jack Plummer's face. Now, what if Kenny Payne jumped into a player's face and somebody like that, just like Jeff Brown, and somebody ran to the message board and says, Kenny Payne was about to fight a player. I feel you. You have to make one adjustment to your comment. Rick says they're the best team ever before the game. After the game, he says they were great, and then he says my team's gonna learn a lesson. Chris, I think he was said it before the game. No, yeah, you want fight. Yeah, I worry about that because again, you can look at the film. Like think about a player saying, "I want the ball," and think about a coach saying, "I'm not giving you the ball." If the guy guarding you is slow and unathletic, and you're 2 inches taller, and you think the problem is we're not giving you the ball enough. You're not bringing any value to the basketball court if we have to pass you the ball. Like, you're not a scorer like that. I mean, we've seen you no, you have a ton of potential. Brandon has so much potential, but you're not a scorer like that. You gotta earn touches. Wide receivers on a football team, they gotta show they can block first. Running backs, you got 1,000 guys on a football team that can run. Can you block? Can you remember the plays? Can you pass pro? That's how you earn. Like, we can all run. Brandon, we can all sit and hit 3-pointers. We can all sit and hit free throws. Can you lock somebody up? Can you move your feet? Can you stay low? Can you protect the ball? Okay, get the good questions in. Now that's funny. Mm-hmm. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Yes. Listen, he didn't lose on purpose, but I mean, listen, any coach, Cal. Okay, will we say Cal gets kicked out on purpose? We say Rick says, I'm not going to bail you out. Listen, Rick's not losing on purpose. He's saying, why bother giving you plays to outsmart them when that's not the problem? The problem is not the game plan on this one. The problem is y'all aren't playing hard enough. Coach Brown says the same thing. Bobby Knight says the same thing. When they find a spot, they say, okay, this is not my fault. This is not my fault. This is something y'all doing. Hold on. Right here. Right here. Hold on. StreamYard right here. Let me get that. Right here, y'all. The best video ever.
Occasion just got moved right out of position and gave up a lot of points. I feel that we just haven't. I'm really disappointed in the
of course
fucking progress that we've made. God damn it! Fuck this show. Take this fucking show and forget it. Forget fucking bastard. Occasion just got.
Do y'all hear what he's talking about? Do y'all hear what he's talking about? Do y'all know what he's talking about? Leader, what you talking about? Do y'all know that he's talking about my big man getting moved out of the way on the boards? He's complaining about his rebounds and his lack of progress on the defensive line. Right? No, it's beautiful. No. It's all the respect. It's all the respect. Listen, this is what I want people to remember this. Listen, Denny Crumble bench is starting 5. They will play games with the lineup. He's definitely, you're right, but you can say it's passionate, or you can say, oh, they was fighting in practice. Now listen, you can say he's fighting in practice. He's going crazy in practice, or you can say he wants to get this thing fixed bad.
Occasion just got moved right out of position and gave up a lot of points. I feel that we just haven't. I'm really disappointed in the
of course
fucking progress that we've made. God damn it! Fuck this show. Take this fucking show and forget it. Forget fucking bastard. Occasion just got moved right out of position.
Okay, let me address this. Okay, Jonathan, there's an open practice. You should go. Because you know what you would see? You would see Kenny Payne saying, unfucking believable. We just went through that 4 bleeping times and you still ran wrong. Jonathan, what if I told you that's what he's like in practice? Jonathan, what if I told you that that's what he's like in practice? I mean, would it make you feel better if he did that in the game? I've been to practices. He says what you're saying right now. He says we went over that 4 times. Y'all need to talk. We just went through that. He does his drill sergeant thing. Sometimes they get it, sometimes they don't. He gets pissed off. That's a good point too. Yeah, because yes, and it's one of those things too, like Mike James. Mike James gets the ball, he dribbles it, he gets the ball in the post, he dribbles it off his feet. Kenny Payne smiles because he's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Mike James gets the ball at the top of the key. He travels because he's look. They call the play for Mike James. He gets a little worked up. He travels. Kenny Payne turns around smiling like, "Okay, like what am I supposed to do with that?" Not mad at Mike James, but he's mad about the mistake. And we don't deserve it. Bobby do a presser. He didn't hold any punches. Yeah, but you know what they used to say? Tammy, I worked in media, and you know what they used to always say to Bobby? They would, listen to me. Listen to me. I promise you, this is the truth. Bobby Petrino would do a presser. And Tammy, I, like you, love the Bobby Petrino presser. Bobby would say, all we can do is call a play, call the game. They got to execute. You know what everybody would say? All the media pundits and everybody who has a Twitter and trying to grow their channel and trying to be who can do the best job of crapping on Bobby Petrino. You know what they would say? That's Bobby throwing his players under the bus. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. If I run a play 50 times and then they go out there and they get in front of the fans or they go out there and they forget they're supposed to be in position and they screw it up, you know what the coaches do? They say, we ran through it 50 times. I can't believe you screwed it up. Oh my God. Bobby Petrino is throwing the players under the bus. Kenny Payne is throwing the players under the bus. Rick Pitino is throwing the player under the bus. And I got to sit there and take the phone call. All right, I just think it's time for Bobby Petrino to go. He obviously doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't know what he's doing. Nobody knows anything. Blah, blah, blah. Lamar Jackson needs to be a running back, and we should have this guy quarterback. And who's the guy? What's the quarterback who brought us back against Kentucky? Bolin should be the quarterback. Lamar should be the running back. And Bobby Petrino doesn't know what he's doing. And I got to say, thank you, caller. We appreciate your opinion. Next caller. Yeah, Bobby's just blaming the players for everything. And Bobby, blah, blah. It's like Bobby is one of the best offensive minds in all of football. What are you talking about? He just doesn't know. He's got this guy. Yeah, he's big. What? I can't even think of my guy's name. You get my point. I got to listen to this call every single time about when Bobby Petrino doesn't pull punches, they say he's throwing his players under the bus. If Bobby Petrino says it's my fault, they say, see, even he knows it's his fault. You can't win. If Kenny Payne says we got to get better talent, he's throwing his players under the bus. If Kenny Payne says it's my fault, I should have had him better. I should have had him more prepared. See, I told you can't coach. If Kenny Payne gets some fighting in practice, oh my God, Kenny Payne, he's lost control. They're fighting in practice. They don't fight. Oh my God, Kenny Payne's players have no fight in them. No, they're undefeated. They're undefeated in NCAA college football. They're undefeated in 2K23. They're undefeated in 2K. They're undefeated in Madden and the new college. Like I said, you think about it. Like, just maybe I wish I hadn't graduated with a psychology degree because I hate it. It's why I gotta quit this job. I gotta go. Listen. I gotta be a troll. I want to be playmakers. I want to show up in everybody's chat and tell everybody how bad everything is. I shouldn't even be on this side of the camera. I should be on that side of the camera telling everybody. That's my beat tips. Good night, everybody. That's my beat tip. Enjoy yourself. Stop spreading vicious lies and nasty rumors we can all write. Stop doing that. Y'all enjoy yourselves. Yeah, I want to be a troll. I want to move to the troll side of town. It's time for me to move to the troll side of town. So, look, I want to just do videos. I'm going to do videos where I just point out how all of the... I'm going to make an account for every college basketball team. And I'm going to show how Cal's team sucks and how Kenny Payne, how Bill Self. I'm going to point out every team in college basketball, and I'm going to just share my videos to everybody's fan base, pointing out how everybody's team sucks. And I'm going to be the best troll in the history of college sports. That's going to be my mission. So if Midnights with Marcus Maven just goes dark, it means I took up a full-time job trolling and pointing out everybody's mistakes in all of college. And I'm going to be the king troller. I'm going to be the king troller. Troll King Maven. That has a nice ring to it. I think that's perfect. That has a great ring.